E-commerce. From a purely mechanical point of view, an e-commerce store is simply a glorified order taker and cash register. Visitors file into your store, locate the product they're interested in buying, give you some money, and file out. Their product arrives in the mail in 6 to 8 weeks, and with any luck at all, they don't return it. In this section, we are only going to address some of the mechanical considerations with an e-commerce store for which you, the store owner, are usually responsible. The goal here is to give you the information you need to be able to talk with your web designer in a language that makes sense to both of you. E-commerce platforms. There are quite a few off-the-rack e-commerce solutions available for purchase these days. Once bought, they can usually be customized to match your brand as closely as you like. There are free options, such as WooCommerce, which only costs you money when you need to add functions like dynamic shipping calculation. There are monthly charge options like Shopify, which provide you with tiers of service based on a monthly fee. Data entry, getting your products into the store. Your store has been set up, but alas, the shelves are empty. Logically, the first instinct you might have is to appeal to your suppliers to provide the available products in some tidy database format. You could then hand this off to your web designer. I applaud your optimism. The truth is that most suppliers are dead set against the idea of providing you with the product information in some digital format. That goes for photos too. While I'm sure there are some exceptions out there, you are most likely going to find yourself painstakingly copying and pasting data from your supplier's website. Or maybe not. Data scraping. We have arranged to have data scraped from supplier websites for our clients. This involves designing a custom robot script to crawl through the site and recursively store product data and images into a database. In the case of sites that have thousands of SKUs, stock keeping unit codes, this understandably saves hours and hours of work. You may still need to go in and modify pricing before the site goes live if your pricing does not line up with the supplier's suggested retail price. You may also want to budget some time to make sure the data integrity is good after the products have been imported. If you contract scraping work out to someone, make sure that the data set includes weights and dimensions of the product so you can dynamically calculate shipping costs. Digital courses and website memberships can also be sold online easily using commercial solutions. Typically, upon completion of the transaction and payment, the digital product or access to a private member area will be delivered automatically to the client by email. Shipping. Shipping is calculated in a variety of different ways on e-commerce sites. As you are planning your site, you will need to consider which option is going to give you the best balance of profitability and simplicity. Here are some of the most common shipping calculation options. Flat rate shipping. This is simply a fixed value that is added to each order to cover for shipping, based on quantity of items purchased. In this case, shipping is calculated by multiplying the total number of items in the cart by a fixed amount. This is fine if all of your items are around the same size and weight, for example, a DVD or a cassette, based on a total of weight and or dimensions. With this option, you will need to integrate your e-commerce site with your preferred shipper or shipper's website. You will also have to put into your e-commerce database all the dimensions and weights of the products in your store. During checkout, the store will magically check the order's weight and dimensions and get a shipping cost from the shipper that has been selected. Local pickup. Most store platforms can be set up with the option of local pickup for customers who live in the area. Obviously, nobody charges for local pickup. Taxes. Your e-commerce store may need to be set up with custom tax rules which will levy the appropriate taxes based on from where your customer is ordering and where the goods are being shipped. You might not need to levy taxes when shipping out of a country, as duties are applied when the item crosses the border. Once you decide where you are willing to ship goods, check with your accountant for the interprovincial and international tax rules. Payment gateways. Time to get paid. The most common payment gateway in the world is PayPal. Signing up for a PayPal account is easy. Integration with your store is usually just a matter of including your PayPal email login somewhere in the store configuration. Investigate different gateway options which are available to you. You may find that your bank will give you the best discount rate, percentage taken on a transaction, since they are already doing business with you. Some of the major payment gateways in the marketplace include PayPal, Stripe, Authorize.net, Beanstream, which is TD Canada Trust here in Canada, and Moneris, the Bank of Montreal. It is important to notice that when you use a payment gateway, you do not have to handle credit card numbers on your website. The transaction details are passed to the gateway provider where the transaction takes place with bank-level security. In the case of Stripe, which I personally use, we put a secure certificate on our website so that when we briefly handle the credit card numbers and pass them to Stripe, there are no man-in-the-middle security concerns that we have to worry about. Chargebacks. Regrettably, sometimes customers will be dissatisfied and will contact their credit card company and arrange for the transaction to be canceled. Note that the fact that the payment has been authorized by the bank does not provide any protection for you as the store owner against chargeback.